got the network, and I'm never gonna get rid of the network. But I'm not. I'm snoozing through the current shows and watching the old content when I feel like it. Oh, and that's a great segue because
I had a segue. Too.
Oh, go for it.
It's funny you should say that because the more I watch the ECW shows, I'm starting to get emotionally invested in the Tony Stetsons.
That is a great segue.
You know what I'm talking about?
That is a great segue. ECW, April 5th, 1993. ECW on Sports Channel, Philly. It's from the Cabrini Dodge Fieldhouse College in Philadelphia. From the notes. Well, just... Okay, so you watched Battle of the Belts, and it was terrible.
Yeah, oh my god.
Okay, so first thoughts.
Hardest thing I've ever had to... No, the second hardest thing I ever had to go through. First thing was when my ex-wife left me. And then the second thing was watching Battle of the Belts.
You've never seen Heroes of Wrestling. Or you've never seen the Urban Wrestling Federation.
No, but I saw some promo videos on YouTube for it though, but I've never...
I watched all 6 of those shows on YouTube. Those shows are the best.
Were they? I was saying
no, the best as in wrestle crap. Yeah, they're exceptionally terrible. But
I was rooting for the Urban Wrestling Federation.
No, I'm shaking my head, folks.
Yeah, he's shaking it.
No. All right, from the notes. Eastern music theme intro shows shots of guys that you'll see in the promotion, including the Superfly, the Super Destroyers, yes. JT Smith, no. Bulldog, yes. Anvil, yes. Don Morocco's Henny Gut. Sandman's Beer Gut.
Oh, not the Henny Gut.
Right, take a swing. 100-year-old Sal Balomo. Nikolai Volkov as a babyface. Ivan Koloff and other local geeks. Jay Sully looks like a Kevin Kelly doing a Bob Barker impersonation. Stevie Wonderful looks like DDP when he first broke in.
Yeah.
They bring out ECW President Todd Gordon holding the TV belt, announcing the TV title tournament. Todd then announces at the 11 Legend to the play-by-play booth, but Eddie Gilbert comes out. Todd then has Eddie look in the monitor as they do a Quantum Leap episode.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
I never watched Quantum Leap.
Me neither.
All I know is that it was a show that I used to watch after Quantum Leap. So I would watch like the last little bit of Quantum Leap, and he would always say, "Oh boy." And then the show would go off freeze frame.
He'd have jumped into somebody else by that point.
Yeah, so apparently the show was about a guy who would go into other people's bodies and right the wrongs of that person.
Oh, that's why. I just knew he was going in other people's bodies. I didn't know why.
Yeah, okay.
And he had a old dude.
Yeah, he had a Dean Stockwell as his immaterial guy. And
his imaginary friend.
Right. So he would be somebody, let's say he'd be like just like some, I don't know, he'd be somebody who ended up dying or ended up killing somebody, and then he would have to like right the wrong, basically changing time. And I don't understand how that works, because if the chaos theory is true, that the thing that he did to alter the past would have ramifications in the future, in the present and the future, no matter how small. So I was wondering, what if he was Hitler? Like, does he right the wrong and like stop? Like, I don't want to do the Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like you see all these Jews just show up everywhere, and you have, Jews are like the new super Negroes or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so they do the long Quantum Leap vignette and show Funk. He did a guest spot, and now he's the third play-by-play guy for the ECW. Gilbert doesn't like it. Funk says, "Get in the ring." Either. Gilbert takes a powder. Funk then puts over ECW in the commercial time. ECW is sponsored by Carver W. Reed. Now, Carver W. Reed is Todd's pawn shop. So Todd is basically promoting the show. He's promoting his own pawn shop in the commercial. So when you see Carver Reed,
well, that's genius.
yeah, man. It's a pawn shop. Okay, so don't look more into it. It's just, it's not. He's talking about like how it's this jewelry store or whatever. It's not a jewelry store. It's a pawn shop. They just sell a lot of jewelry because people pawn a lot of jewelry. And another tidbit: JT Smith used to work at the pawn shop. And when the pawn shop got robbed, and then JT Smith got implicated like it was an inside job. No. Yeah, you might hear that on Street Smart Audio. Just saying.
Oh, he was the first black dude I seen on there. I was rooting for JT Smith.
Oh no, JT Smith. Are you gonna see a lot of JT Smith going forward?
That was episode 2. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. All right, so first match is the Hell Riders versus the Super Ds with Super Destroyers with Hunter Q Robbins the third.
I like Super Ds.
Yeah, I love the Super Ds. Hell Riders are Easy Rider, which is the future Chubby Dudley, and a Fat Mike Awesome clone, HD Rider. Hell Riders jumpstart the heat, but the D's take over. D's are terrible. Stuff happens. Commentary is just about talking about which D is which, and Stevie isn't bad on color. And the D's go over with a powerbomb, somersault, senton combo in about 3 or 4 minutes. So it was like a 1-star match. I really want to say dud. Like, all these matches are terrible. There was probably like one match that I liked so far in all the matches because I'm like quite ahead on these reviews. So there was like one match, and it's actually with Stetson and Winters. Funk gets into a verbal spat with Hunter Q Robbins. He calls him, he called him Hunter Q Robbins the turd. Yeah. Hilarity ensues. Longest fuck Sandman vignette to the tune of Big Shot by Elton John, I think. It sounded like Elton John.
No, I actually wrote that down because a friend of mine who gave me this nifty Superman watch,
kind of dope.
She actually introduced me to Big Shot probably about a month or 2 ago, but it's by Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Yeah. Okay, all right. Another guy that I don't listen to.
Yeah.
Sandman looks.
I like the song though.
What's up?
I like the song.
Oh, the song's cool. I mean, it was long.
That was a long. For promos, for video packages and stuff like that was just very long.
It was very long, and I was wondering like, okay, did they have a copyright infringement? Is it a public domain song? Because how is he getting away with showing all these copywritten songs on TV? But I guess Sports Channel was like basically like super public access, so whatever. However, they would show Sandman doing moves, which is hilarious to me because Sandman is so terrible at his job. So you see Sandman doing a wrist lock or an arm drag, and it's like, oh, he didn't do that. I don't remember Sandman doing this. All right. From the notes, Sandman looks like a fat Sting in '93.
Oh, Surfer Sting. I mean, Surfer Sandman.
Right. Still in the Surfer gimmick with him doing moves. Kinda okay. Nothing like the sloppy drunk I'm used to. So the de-evolution of him is going to be fun to watch.
Right.
We go next was they showed the TV title bracket. Round 1 is Snuka was the first seed versus Larry Winters. Part owner tidbit. Larry Winters was part owner of Tri-State Wrestling Alliance until they folded and it became Eastern Championship Wrestling. Oh. That's why he has a featured spot on the cards because he was part owner.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Tommy Cairo, Iron Man Tommy Cairo is number 4 versus Sal Balomo, number 6.
Tommy Cairo is also undefeated.
Yes, the undefeated Tommy Cairo. Yeah. I'm sorry for not mentioning that. Yeah, number 2 is Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert versus number 7 JT Smith. Stevie puts over that Smith and Gilbert could be one of the greatest scientific matches of all time. I'm sure he hasn't watched either guy wrestle ever. Number 3 was Glenn Osborne versus my man, number 5, Johnny Hot Body. I love that name. That name is amazing. All right.
Oh man, and we get to see a lot of Johnny Hot.
Johnny Hot Body. All right, King Robert Belomo comes out with the Grand Lizard and some thigh. Iron Man Cairo is in Zubaz tights and fringe leather jacket. Sal Belomo is out with the Cosmic Commander. I forgot to.
Yeah, the fake Grand Wizard.
Yeah, I called him the Grand Lizard. Whatever.
So I gotta ask you this because for some reason this caught my attention, and it's not the only time, but it's one of the few times this dude's entrance music was dubbed into the video.
Yes.
Why?
I'm figuring probably sound acoustics because they were in a big, such an open place.
Okay.
So I figured just to overdub the music would just help buffer the sound and give it an illusion of a better production value. Okay. I'm not a video guy, I'm not an audio guy. I mean, I apparently, as you can see, I don't even know how to record.
You're doing a fine job, Fooge.
But that's just my summation of the situation.
Okay, cause it was very jarring, and then the very next dude, you could tell his stuff was playing in the spot or whatever, and then like it was just something I can't remember who else had their stuff done.
They all had overdub music because Jimmy Snuka's was the first time I realized it was overdubbed because he had jungle music. It was just some jungle sounds. It was like, it's like, all right, that's not racist. Yeah. All right, whatever. Okay, so.
Well, he is wearing leopard.
True. Funk has Cairo cut a quick promo, showing the Sports Channel in the ECW marriage. They're putting over Cairo as undefeated, so I'm sure he will be top young baby face they push. Belomo is terrible. Test of Strength won by Cairo, but then jumped by King Rob. And I keep saying King Rob because he looks like the guy from Game of Thrones. That's just what it is. He looks like, and you said he looked like a Roman soldier.
Yeah, fat Roman soldier.
Right.
Which that's what I referred to him in my notes. Still.
Oh, nice arm drag into an
overhead.
And
he was wearing a skirt. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, I guess it wasn't technically a skirt, but I just couldn't think of it anything else but a skirt.
I would call it a battle dress.
Oh, a dress. Okay. He's sassy with it and classy. He was wearing a dress. My bad. You know, because going to a dinner date afterwards.
Belomo has a nice arm drag into an overhead wrist lock. It was still terrible. Match is still terrible, but I give props to cool moves. Funk says, I wouldn't want to wake up in bed next to Belomo. End quote.
Yeah.
I guess Vicky.
Yeah. What do you want to wake up next to, Terry Funk?
I wrote, I guess Vicky is a beard. Vicky being his wife.
Oh.
Cosmic Commander is jaw-jacking with Funk and then jumps up on the apron. Johnny Hotbody makes the run-in. Hill Communications sends Belomo to the outside for the count-out and attorney. So we're off to a great start in treating this title as something special. I gave it a 1 star, but I can go to a dud. Hot Body Pearl Harbor's Cairo, misses an elbow drop, and then powders. Your thoughts?
Once I got locked, it's funny because in my notes, once I noticed that Fat Roman Soldier's music was dubbed in, freaking fake Grand Wizard stumbled getting into the ring. His foot got caught on the rope and he tripped and stuff. So like at that point it just seemed like a blooper show and stuff. And so, you know, to me the only thing that made this match interesting was the progression of the Cairo and Hot Body feud.
Yep.
The match itself and
no, the match is terrible.
Yeah.
Hot Body's awesome though. Overdub music plays as Tony Stetson, aka the Hitman of ECW, versus local journeyman Rockin' Rebel.
Oh man.
I don't know whose mullet is better.
You can look and see right here. I got Tony Stetson versus Rockin' Rebel. Rockin' Rebel apparently is the #1 contender to Sandman's title.
Right.
And I said with the rockin' mullet.
They trade moves as nothing happens of note. Stevie puts over Rockin' Rebel's body. Pause.
Yeah.
Funk puts over the baby face. It's the first show. Growing pains like me and Wood over here. More stuff happens. Sloppy stuff. Rebel puts the feet on the ropes to get the dub. 1 star, but I can go dud. Sully gets a promo with Rockin' Rebel as the number 1 contender for the ECW title. Quick heel promo calling out Sandman. Thoughts?
The only thing that I put on there that really, I guess, I would say tickled me was Tony Stetson kicked Rebel in the ass. Rockin' Rebel in the ass one time, and that made me laugh. So, other than that, nothing of note.
Wonderful insight.
Yeah. And I do what I can, you know what I'm saying?
Larry Winters versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Overdub Jungle Music brings Snuka to the ring. Very racist. Sully is brought to ringside to give an interview. Snuka escorts Sully to tell him that the fans, he has a contract with ECW, which I thought was hilarious, given Heyman's future business practices. And Gilbert is his new manager. So we got heel Snuka.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah, Gilbert comes out to reform Hot Stuff International, which is an old Mid-South Memphis clique that he does. It's a revolving door of guys that come in, more so when he was in Mid-South. Memphis, because Memphis is more of a journeyman territory, okay. So people just come pop in and out for a month. So local heel guy, you'll get Crusher Broomfield, aka One Man Gang, and he'll be in Hot Stuff International fighting Lawler for the week. Lawler beats him, and then he'll go to another territory. You know what I'm saying? So it was more like that. In Mid South, it was more. Let me see off the top of my head. Gilbert. Big Baba, Dark Journey, Missy Hyatt, Sting, Rick Steiner. They were in Hot Stuff International. Or Hot Stuff Incorporated, I should say.
Okay.
There's Hot Stuff Incorporated down there. But yeah, it's more of a revolving door, kind of like how Kevin Sullivan or the Flock would do it. Raven would do his things, his deals. So it wasn't just a set group like the Horsemen or a set group,
So there's a lot of people in and out of high.
First
high
family
and stuff.
Yeah, more. Yeah, it's just a Memphis thing where guys just pop in and out because they're getting low payoffs and they're just trying to make some money real quick before they go to the real territory they're supposed to go to and make the real money.
So you just make a few dollars with high real quick and then roll out.
Jay Sully puts over Funk on commentary while Snuka is getting his new moveset in, basically complete squash with a couple of hope spots. The crowd is intrigued at heel Snuka because it's different. Another thing is the pairing of Gilbert. So you got the Memphis cheating style mixed with this New York showmanship. So it's a different type of pairing. So it's sneaky chicken shit with arrogant savage, and I thought it worked. Larry Winters with his noodle arms and legs and sissy man mullet. And his white boots. He's getting nothing in because he's really there just to put over Snuka. No one thinks he's going over. Yeah. Fans pop for the splash. 1, 2, 3, dud. Snuka throws out Winters just to let you know that he's a heel.
Whew, man, dang. Poor Tony Winters, because I didn't even write his name.
I called him Tony Winters. I like it.
What is his name? Larry Winters.
It was Tony the Jabroni.
I didn't even write the poor guy's name. Because for one, it was two things that had stuck out to me was heel Snuka, like you said and stuff. And then because I had wrote down the bracket earlier, so when he was basically announcing when basically Eddie Gilbert came out as his manager and stuff, I'm like, wait a minute, these are the number 1 and the number 2 seeds going right here. We have a new heel Snuka and stuff. Eddie Gilbert's full on heel. What's going on with this? Because obviously it has to be some shenanigans somewhere, unless somebody's going to lose early. But that was particularly interesting. But other than that, I didn't even remember who Snuka was fighting.
Yeah,
he won with a big splash off the top rope.
That's all you needed to know because they're in the midst of forming the new alliances and this new promotion. So you gotta sacrifice some guys, and Larry Winters is just a sacrifice. I mean, he got the buggy whip arms. He has the noodle legs. He looks like he has like a pot belly. And then he has these white boots that look like they're made for walking. Shout out Nancy Sinatra for the old reference.
And that's just what they'll do.
Yeah. One day,
These boots will walk all over you.
they're going to job all over.
Oh.
Terrible. All right,
Cool.
Funk and Sully try to wrap up the show. And then Sal Palomo comes down and starts beating up a local geek.
AKA Fat Roman Soldier.
Right, and
Who just happened to be in the ring, you know what I'm saying?
right, he just beats him up.
Yeah.
And he pins him.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It was like it was a match.
right,
But
he just put over, he's a wild man.
yeah, even though he lost, then let me see.
No, he got counted out in the title tournament.
Yeah, same thing.
All right, so wrapping it up, Funk and Gordon plug next week's matches, and then they go off, and voiceover plugs the mailbox. Overall, and it's not a bad show. It was just, it was just there. It's just, we're setting this stuff up, so I didn't think it was.
It was the inaugural show.
Yeah, I didn't find it too offensive or too bad. Like the matches sucked. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, it's 93, and here's a point. I got my 93 goggles on. I have my rose tinted ECW goggles on, so it's not like I'm burying every match just because I'm burying every match. These matches sucked in '93. These matches sucked in 2017. These matches will suck in 2093. It's just. I mean, it's the fact of the matter. I mean, it's just they're bad matches.
No disrespect to Tony Stetson.
No disrespect to Tony Stetson
Sandman
and Tony Winters.
Yeah. My bad, Larry. You know what I'm saying? My bad.
So, all right, we back. All right, got a little took a little pause for the cause.
A little brief intermission, you know what I'm talking about?
Right. So the 4-5 show was actually a replay of the the 4-6 show was actually a replay of the 4-5. So we skip ahead to ECW, April 14th, 1993. Attendance 250 people. Just made that number up.
I was about to say, this seemed like it was less people there.
No, it was about 250. Nah, it was probably about 75. Same place as last week, Rennie College Field House or Ballroom or whatever. And the hosts are same, Stevie and Sully. Stevie intros the guest commentator, the king of the death match. Eddie Gilbert comes out.
Oh yeah, I got ahead of myself because
Right.
I like Eddie Gilbert.
Oh, Eddie Gilbert's dope.
Yeah.
Bickering between Sully and Gilbert, and a long plug of Quantum Leap brings out.
Yeah, there's the groan. Oh my gosh.
And it's the same clip from last week too. It's like, oh my God.
No, it was actually different.
Was it?
I thought, it was because I was expecting it to be the same. And as in the first scene, he's ripping the door off a mobile home because his girl was with the Quantum Leap dude, and so he ripping the door off. The second one was he was playing the dude whose chick was in a locker room with the Quantum Leap dude. So it was a different chick, but he was playing another character. So apparently, Quantum Leap really liked Terry Funk.
All right, well,
Because
there you go. For all you Quantum Leap buffs, you got a bit of a backstory from Hollywood. The great one.
it's a little something.
Verbal back and forth between Funk and Gilbert. Gilbert, he said something. He said he looked like Cartman or something like that. Gilbert had bottled water poured on him, and then he sent to the back. So that happened. Hollywood, aka Baby Lugs. Commercial for Ty's Pawn Shop.
Y'all don't listen to that.
Commercial for Ty's Pawn Shop, which also gives out loans. Collateral loans. Not unlike the mafia. I sat there and said, hold on, wait. So a pawn shop sells jewelry. I got baby guns now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Karma, baby.
Right, instant. So, but they give out personal loans because they said you wouldn't trust a bank is $500 loan. That's way too
much.
Yeah, it's way too. A bank wouldn't charge that amount. It's not enough money for them. Mm-hmm. Go to Carver W. Reed. We'll give you a loan for $500. I said, wait a minute. That's not a bank. I said, that's a loan shark.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll give you $500. You give us back $2,000.
Right,
and it's all good.
And the bad part about it is, that was like Larry Winter's draw. Like that was all the guys' draw. I guarantee.
The loan money.
I'm sure the interest that they got back. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Todd was paying off the guys, you know what I'm saying, and not breaking, the guys who he didn't get their kneecaps broken off, you know what I'm saying, when they didn't pay, so you get to $500 from Todd's shop, you give him back $2,000. Well, ECW ain't drawing no money, so you got to pay Terry Funk.
Yeah.
British
Bulldog.
Yeah. You got to pay Nikolai Volkov.
You know what I'm saying? Jim Neville, Neidhart.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I haven't seen him yet. I just know.
No, he's not. No, he hasn't shown up yet in any of the shows I watched.
Okay. Oh, so this is what I wanted to ask you before the first episode.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully I don't derail you and throw you off track.
No.
So, was there actual... like matches and stuff before the first episode? Well, obviously. Well, I guess I should say Battle of the Belts and stuff.
No, a lot of the matches are taped not in chronological order because as far as I've gotten, they just got to the ECW arena, but they showed the some of the matches backwards or retroactively, I should say. It's kind of hard to explain, but the shows are not in order as of yet. I think they will get in order once Paulie fully takes control of the book. Okay. So I figure by about Ultra Clash, which will be in August or September or something like that. So we're still in April, so some of the matches are still jumbled up. So
okay,
that's what I can say. So bad overdub music, and the random thought brings out Johnny Hotbody. Then Glenn Osborne doing a terrible Kiss Demon gimmick. Hotbody has the unfortunate balding in two spots with a mullet gimmick.
Oh, man.
Osborne is billed as the bad man from the Badlands. That's a TV title tournament match. Kill me now. Osborne is a babyface because the Philly crowd says Hotbody sucks. Thank you for your clarification. First visible sighting of Hat Guy. Have you ever, who Hat Guy is?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, you never watched ECW growing up or like that, so you don't know that ECW had their own super fans.
Oh, okay.
And one of them was Hat Guy. He wears a straw hat, and he has a Hawaiian shirt on. Old guy. So if you see him in the crowd, you'll see him going forward.
Was he in the first two? Because I saw a guy who made me think of Otis from Lex Luthor's henchman from Superman 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So
can't recall.
Okay, so
not that much of a nerd.
That guy fits the description. I think I might have seen Hat Guy.
Yeah, you'll see. I mean, if you haven't seen Hat Guy yet, you will see Hat Guy going forward because he's at every show.
Wait a minute, how have you not seen Superman 1 or 2 with Christopher Reeve?
No. I've seen the movies.
Oh, okay.
I just can't recall them all.
Oh, you can't recall. Oh, okay.
I never was. I wasn't a Superman geek. That was your thing.
Oh, it's definitely my thing. As I rock my new Superman watch, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Good looking out, girl. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not a geek at all.
Very glad I don't have on my Superman t-shirt.
Yeah, but you're currently sporting
Cleveland Indians player.
Oh yeah, right. No. Go try it. Yeah, I'm not a Superman guy. I wasn't a DC guy growing up. I was a Marvel guy.
Poor guy.
I have X-Men posters all around. Poor guy. X-Men stuff all around.
Missed out on a good childhood and stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a Batman and Robin right there? Mm-hmm. There is a black and white Batman and Robin. It is a silhouette of Batman, his head down to probably about his shoulders, but it's all just shadow. And then there is Robin. I would imagine it's Dick Grayson.
Yeah. No. That's the third one. Drake. That's Drake.
That's Drake?
Yeah, it's Drake. There's some original piece. It was done by CJ Darden. It was done in MegaCon, the comic book convention down in Orlando, Florida. You ever went to MegaCon?
I don't think so.
Terrible. Yeah, we went to MegaCon. This was 2008, 2009, and when he was a nobody. And I got this 8x12 done by CJ Darden. He has gone on to do commissions for Whoopi Goldberg and such of the View, the Chat, the whatever those girls, you know, them shows.
I've heard of
just talk. They don't talk about nothing.
They're all The View to me.
Right. Yeah. Insert like 5 chatty women, possible 2 dykes on the show. Okay. Usually a multi-ethnic of some sort. Usually like an Asian or a Raven Simone. You know, what do you call those? A half and half.
Oh yeah, because she's not black.
No, she's a I don't know. She's a goof.
Yeah,
but he's gone. He did a commission for Whoopi. He did a commission of Whoopi for Whoopi, and they highlighted it on the show. And I was like, I remember you was a nobody. And he can't do a commission for me now because he charges way too much.
Yeah,
moving on.
That's how it be.
Commentary sucks as they're putting over both guys. A bunch of more, nothing happens. Funk is trying to save the play-by-play, but fuck it. Hot Body versus Johnny. It's Johnny Hot Body versus Glenn Osborne. How much play-by-play?
The Demolition Warrior.
Right. Okay. Snap suplex on the outside to wake me up. Followed by running dive off the apron by Hot Body. Sleeper by Hot Body, and then misses a crossbody. Ref bump, low blow, and a pile driver by Hot Body. Sets up the superplex, but Cairo holds Osborne, so Hot Body bumps him? I don't know. Osborne splash, 1, 2, 3. Funk gets a promo with Osborne. Osborne cuts a good babyface promo, winning the TV title. Hat guy is behind him getting himself over. Match was a 1. I call it a dud. Match was terrible either way. Thoughts and views.
So there was a major blooper, and it was the first of many to come. Let me make sure it was the first. Yes, this was the first. Apparently, Terry Funk, he forgets that the TV title tournament is for a new title. He thinks that the winner is going to face the ECW champion, the Eastern Championship Wrestling, not to be confused with Extreme. Right. The ECW, he thinks the winner is going to face the champ instead of being crowned the new television champion. So, he said something to the effect that, everyone wants to be the world champion. And, but as far as the match goes, pretty much was just, typical run-of-the-mill 1993 no-name promotion match to me, you know what I'm saying? But,
They suck. They suck, y'all. I mean, whatever.
But good old Terry Funk, he kept me engaged, though. And so for that, I'll hit this Corona, and I appreciate it.
We go to another pawn shop commercial, and now they introduced the Solo Flex commercials. So you got the Solo Flex gimmick where you can do all the different exercises and still be fat, whatever. Moving on. The Samoa Warrior the Samoa Warrior and Chris Michaels versus Larry Winters and Tony Stetson with Peaches. I have dubbed Tony Stetson and Larry Winters Les Moulets.
Why Les Moulets?
Because they're two guys, and they both have awesome mullets. So they are, as the French would say, Les Moulets. Okay. The crowd chants, "You both suck," and I legit popped for that. I just started laughing. It was hilarious. Philly's rough. Les Moulets are the number 1 contenders to the Super Bowl title, so they should go over. Everybody in this ring is underneath Jamook, but I have to treat Winters and Stetson as top guys. You see. which is weird to me because they're terrible, and I know they're terrible, and I know they will be terrible when the real stars come in. But right now, these are the top guys that we have to deal with. Chris Michael stuns. Chris Michael is the skin the cat.
Yeah. A struggle.
I immediately started hating because I was like, so what, bitch? You got a good core.
Not to confuse you with Shawn Michael, but it was still a struggle thing because you could hear the announcers and stuff. It was a struggle to get back in. Like, he got like, it was a little pause. Like, they was like, he ain't in yet. Oh, now he's in. Oh.
You're talking to a guy who in 2017 can only probably do about 10 crunches. My child probably has a better core than I do, and she's 8 months.
Oh, now you want to defend.
No. He's still a jobber. No, I'm hating. I hate that he's in the cat. Like,
I was about to say, it sounded like you was trying to defend.
No. I don't care about Ricky Morton. Who cares about Ricky Morton? Shit. Robert Genetti.
I had to swallow this Corona. I don't want to spit it on the mic.
It's number one contenders for squashing Michaels. What do you call jobbers who job to other jobbers?
Oh man, super jobbers.
That was the riddle that I was faced with when I was watching this match. Commentary calling this match like it's a Midnight Express squash match on TBS. I said, fuck that. You're not going to disrespect my guys like that. It's my favorite tag team of all time.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Conjuring Eaton version, more so than Lane Eaton version. Because Conjuring Eaton knew how to work. Not saying that the other guys didn't. It's just that Conjuring was he could get heat. I like heels that really can get heat. So, and he was a master. Samoa Warrior must be green as goose shit. He finally gets in and driven to the mat by the Hitman. Samoa Joe no-sells it, then takes over. Fatu misses a charge and bumps all over the ring. Number one contenders go over. Funk gets a interview with the winners. Hunter Q the Turd. And CBD's attack. I call it a 1, but you can call it a dud if you want. Shit was terrible.
Oh man. The only thing that I really have to add about this match is that this match for some reason reminded me that I really dislike seeing wrestlers who wrestle in their draws and the boots without the knee pads and stuff.
They're winners.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Tony Winners.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Goober arms. His arms are like Twizzlers. He has Twizzlers for arms. I swear. I was sitting there looking at him going, God damn, bro.
Like, oh man, if you're gonna wear draws, man, put on some knee pads or something.
So you gotta hide that shit because now all you look like is you look terrible. And then he got the mullet. He looks like a bendable doll. He looks like a Stretch Armstrong. Man, Funk and Sully put over the ECW champ. Sandman with a vignette.
Another blooper.
Oh, it was another one? I couldn't tell.
Oh, no, it wasn't. My bad.
Vignette packet. Get some, to the Elton John song, which I've been corrected. It's
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Yeah. Promo is as long as shit.
Yes.
It's only an hour. Yeah, right. It said this promo is long as shit. Show's only an hour. But fuck it, right?
We're gonna play all of Big Shot.
Seriously, the Sandman is trading holes with Jerry Lawler. Sam in the vignette. Sandman interview with Funk and the fucking surfboard. Hat goes over Funk, puts over Funk, gives a 91 Sting promo. Kind of looked like Sting with a gut. That's all I had.
Oh, you know what? And I was originally right. Follow your first spine, people. Because I wrote, after commercial, Funk and Jay are talking about the Sandman. And Funk, who has no idea that has no idea again. The tournament is for a new title, as he with great certainty and conviction declares that the winner of the tournament has to beat Sandman to win the title. Facepalm.
What a maroon. Sandman with Peaches versus the Kodiak Bear, who is Tom Casola, local guy.
Kodiak
For my notes.
Bear.
Who?
Wrestling legend.
1 hour time limit, LOL.
Right.
Sandman going an hour. Fuck out of here. I said some running. 20 minutes left in the show. So a commercial, then a run in. That's what I'm guessing. I'm sure the Kodiak goes to bed at night knowing he meant. No. That's. Oh, God. Chicken scratch. Okay. I sense a run in. 20 minutes left. So a commercial, then a run in. I'm sure Kodiak goes to bed at night knowing he main evented the ECW arena. That's what I said. That was a terrible joke. I'm going to try again later. Anyway, I go to sleep. This is terrible. So this goes special to start. Kodiak with the early heat. Sandman evens it up. Weird to see Sandman dressed like Harley Quinn or a member of the Royal Flush Gang. Sandman with Sandman offense. And Kodiak is with the $1 million. Oh, and damn it. Okay, let's try again. Take 2.
You know what I'm talking about?
Sandman looks like Harley Quinn or a member of the Royal Flush Gang. Sandman with typical Sandman offense. And hits Kodiak with the $1 million dream.
Yep.
Whatever. It's a dud. You can go -1 if you want.
Yep, I have. Even the ring announcer wanted to say, like, when he said, "This is the Sandman," like, if he would have paused it, like, right before he said the Sandman, and he said, "This is," I would have swore he was about to say, "Sting." So I could have, because when I watched it the first time, that's what I thought he was going to say.
Your commentary makes me feel good about my commentary.
I don't know how to take that.
Cheers. Number 2 seed, Eddie Gilbert with Tigra, Terrible Tigra.
Oh, that's her name.
Yes, her name is Terrible Tigra. Okay. It's a TV title tournament match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, guess
so,
my nigga JT Smith
with Tiger versus JT Smith, number 7 seed.
Come on, JT.
Future-proof JT Smith debuted tonight. Both guys trading blows and goes outside. Gilbert turns Memphis with a chair.
Yeah, in front of the ref. In front of the ref.
CCW.
Also, no, I mean, yes, technically, but it's Easter. And before, was there an announcement that this particular match of the TV tournament was no disqualification?
No.
Because, I didn't see no other gimmickry in any other matches and stuff.
Yeah, well, Gilbert, he's not working anymore. He does not, he had already been to WCW, and he got fired after he made a play. He made a Soul Control play for the book.
Oh.
And Hurd didn't like him, and Sullivan wasn't too fond of him. So, because he was the young mind for the business. Because him and Paulie got together in Memphis, and they were like the new guys. They were like the new young guys that were going to be carrying on creatively for the future of the business. Gilbert eventually, died, and Paulie took that mantle and ran with it going forward. But at the time, he was that guy. He was groomed to being that guy. So when he was in WCW, he made a Soul Control play for the book, allegedly, and he got ousted. Hurd gave the book to the committee, which included Flair, Cornette, Sullivan, Jody Anderson, and such. And that's how you got the 1989 good series of matches with Flair and Funk and stuff like that. So that's a little side note. But this is 93. He's 2 years close to death. He doesn't give a shit. He's just working and he's getting a paycheck and he's just beating JT Smith with a chair right now. So
P. Eddie.
Smith is in the crowd. Gilbert hits Smith with the bell and the heels up for the TV. Oh yeah, heels it up for the TV, for the camera. Gilbert's trying to draw money. Gilbert whispers to Smith to start punching for the comeback, and Funk is putting Smith over. He's like putting Smith over heavily on commentary. Smith misses the moonsault. Gilbert takes over. Smith does some little comeback. Finishes when Smith gives Gilbert a back body drop from the apron. Gilbert hits Smith with some knucks. 1, 2, 3. Gilbert goes over. Funk then tries to stooge Finnegan off he tried to stooge Finnegan off that Gilbert had a foreign object, and then it plugs for next week's matches.
Yeah. What's up with that ref? He gave no Fs. Like, it was just like, oh shoot. You know what? I'm just going. And you know what? I personally gave a F because JT Smith.
Sorry, John.
JT Smith was the first black dude I seen on this stuff, and I was heavily invested in JT Smith, and it was kind of conflicted because, you know what I'm saying, I am enjoying Eddie Gilbert's heel work and what I've seen, and I want to say that I've seen him in the past too, on some old USWA stuff, but
this is him. I'm not gonna say at his best, but this is him. This is like Cliff Notes of Eddie Gilbert. Basically, it's just basically like the greatest hits of Eddie Gilbert. Basically, while he's in ECW, you're going to enjoy Eddie Gilbert going forward. He gets better, honestly. And also JT Smith, with Funk putting him over so much on commentary, you're going to see a quasi angle with JT Smith being the protege of Terry Funk. But that's later on in '93.
Okay.
Real quick, let's finish this up. Cairo versus the Super Ninja is joined in progress after the commercial break. The video skips early on as I cannot possibly care about this match. Typical match with a kind of cool finish. Cairo catches the Ninja, who is he's a nice sized guy. He was Rick Michaels under the mask, a local guy. He carries him around. Cairo catches him in midair, carries him around, and then splats him with a release German suplex. So I gave it 1 star for the finish because I was like, oh, that was kind of because when he caught him, it was like a deadlift, then the release German, and then right into the pin, and I was like, oh, that's dope. I'll definitely put that over. Mm-hmm. So kudos, gold star for Tommy Cairo. Hot Body runs in. Hot Body runs runs around the ref, and in front of the hard camera, totally letting Cairo get the win. Drops the elbow, throws him off the ring, and then they go all the way to the back. So it was like, you got to make sure that Cairo goes over so you progress the storyline of the TV title tournament. But he could have definitely did that back. Johnny Hot Body, you do not get a gold star for your run-in. That was a very rare bad for you. And I was like, come on, Body, stop being the fucking amateur. Funk and Todd plug next week's show. I gotta say, the build's there. The matches suck, but I see what they're doing. I get it. It's logical, and it's working for me. Mm-hmm. It's just that the matches, like from bell to bell, it's just bad. It's just bad matches. So you just gotta suffer through bad matches to get these storylines over and get these characters over. Mm-hmm. You have to understand the character motivations and get emotionally invested. Mm-hmm. And that's why you understand why the WWE top guy situation is lacking. And you see right here within 2 episodes, clear-cut, definitive top guys and their character motivations as to why they're going to be top guys.
Wow. I can't disagree because, like I said earlier, just to reiterate a previous point, I start giving a crap about some of these guys. J.T. Smith, you know what I'm saying?
Because he's black.
Eddie Gilbert. I see Superfly's heel. Then the Superfly's number 1 seed in this tournament. Eddie Gilbert's number 2. Somehow they done joined forces. Who's gonna screw who? I think. No, I've went 4 episodes in. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be quiet.
Right.
But it was enthralling.
Like I said, the character motivations, and the progression of the tournament, even though the matches lack, and they're going to lack for a while, I say until Shane comes in, the matches are going to lack. But the booking is very strong, and you can overcome bad matches with good booking. You cannot overcome bad booking with good matches, though. You see what I'm saying? So, and I think that's something that you have to take into consideration when you watch these shows and you just sleeping and you're trying to fight and just power through them. You have to just maintain and focus on the booking. Paulie's strength in creating ECW and developing ECW was accentuating the positives and hiding the negatives. So one thing you have to do as a viewer and as a and us as a reviewer, you have to accentuate the positives, and the positives are the booking. The booking is actually very, very strong, and you see the clear cut, definitive heel face lineups. You see who's aligned with who, and the presentation is still off-putting, but the message is quite clear. These are the heels, these are the faces, and everybody's merging. You have a babyface GM or president, okay, who's just letting it run. He comes in at the beginning of the show. He makes his announcements. You don't see him for the rest of the show. Okay, he's not in 8,000 segments. He's not trying to get himself over. Okay, he's letting the talent get themselves over. He's letting the commentary sink or swim. And by large, I mean Sully and Stevie aren't really the greatest team, but they are clearly getting the message over to the fans. And you don't need a smart fan eye to understand what's going on here. It's you just have to just watch and understand that. The message is, these are heels, these are faces, we're starting, and this is an ongoing process. And as the talent progresses and as you get emotionally more involved into the product, you will hopefully spend money on the product.
Yeah, you'll start caring. It's basically what it boils down to.
And to parallel that to today's product with WWE is that you don't care, okay?
It's hard.
It's very hard to care. You just care for the brand. You don't care for the people.
I have 2 wrestlers I care for. I care for Brock Lesnar, and I care for The Miz. And it's probably obvious.
But you have your reasons why. I mean, Brock is treated like a superstar, and Miz is from Cleveland.
And, you know, there it is.
I mean, so you have the reasons to care. I mean, but with the old guard leaving, they did a disservice to the new regime, and didn't put these guys over. These indie guys, I feel that they are trying to rest on their laurels, and not the performers themselves, management, because they already have a built-in fan base, and they feel that built-in fan base translates to the general populace and the general populace product, and it doesn't. And that's why you have these guys that are just guys. Okay, these guys that we're reviewing right now, they're guys, but slowly and surely you're starting to care about why you want to care about these guys. You're starting to see why you want to care about Funk, why you hate Eddie Gilbert, why you feel betrayed that lifelong babyface Jimmy Snuka is now a heel. I mean, you're starting to realize, like, oh, okay, this is different. All right, I'm gonna see where this goes. Yeah, the bell stuff is terrible. And that's fine. Everything's not gonna be a 5-star classic, but as long as the story gets over, The overarching story of ECW is getting over, and I feel that it is. It's a thumb up. I mean, it's a thumb up show, honestly. And I'm not making an apologies for it. I'm telling you what I feel is wrong with the product. I'm explaining in logicals what's wrong with the product, but I'm also accentuating the positives of the product and hoping that you sit there and get a more introspective or a more perspective eye about what Paulie did with this product and how he was such a catalyst for creating that boom period that Vince made so much money off of and still spending money to this day. He's still spending attitude money. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. As much money as Rock and Austin made, Vince made 10 times as much.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I mean, he self-funded what's her nuts? Linda's elections or campaigns. 2 of them. 50 million, 40 million. He sunk 90 million.
Damn.
He didn't take any whatchamacallits. And he didn't take any contributions. So you got to sit there and say, oh my God, where is this money coming from? It's attitude money. It might be Hogan money, honestly. You see what I'm saying? So for him to go into India and for the marks and for the smart marks or the quote unquote smart marks to sit there and say that it's a failed investment to go into India, you got to realize he is spending money. He's spending 30, 40-year-old money to invest into India for the next 30 to 40 years. Y'all don't realize that.
The long game.
It's so long. We're not even talking about Vince is dead at this point. We're talking about Aurora McMahon. We're talking about Shane's kids and how they'll be on TV perpetuating this business and how they have India sold up. Okay? That's what the real game is. It's not the short game, because the short game is never going to make money. And the problem with wrestling fans is they're constantly realizing, they're constantly watching wrestling, they're constantly inspecting wrestling, they're constantly deconstructing wrestling in the bubble. That's why I chose to review ECW 25 years later. Because when you look at it outside the bubble, you see what it created. You see the genesis of this revolution and going on into the attitude area and going on into this modern era of wrestling, what we're talking about. And I feel that ECW is the primary catalyst. Not even, it was pulled a little bit from Smoky Mountain here and pulled from New Japan over here and pulled from a little Joshi here. No, it was all Paul Heyman. This was all Paul Heyman's idea. And Paul Heyman is single-handedly the reason why Vince became a billionaire. It's single-handedly the reason why the indie scene is back and making money, and why these guys now have a conduit from indie to New Japan to WWE. I mean, this is all Paul Heyman's idea. It's the long game. And y'all have to realize the long game in wrestling. That's my rant.
Wow. That was very insightful, man, because it just goes to show, like, there are probably very few coincidences in professional wrestling.
There's very few coincidences in life. I don't believe in coincidences at all. I'm a universalist. I feel that everything happens for a reason. And this ECW thing, they try to treat wrestling as cyclical, and wrestling isn't cyclical in the respects of making money, because WWE has made money hand over fist for the last 15, maybe 20 years. Okay? So it's not cyclical. Creatively, you can say, there's peaks and valleys, but people lose and gain interest in wrestling as does the creative aspect. You can have creative lulls in wrestling and creative high points, and the business can just be at a zeitgeist where the absolute crap can just get over, because it just gets over, because Austin's over, Mark Henry's over. You know what I mean? You know, like everything. But if business is cold, nothing gets over. So the good stuff that you look back on and say, oh, that was actually kind of good. In the bubble, you're going to be like, oh, it was trash. Because that's what wrestling fans, that's what we do. We look, we inspect and deconstruct wrestling inside the bubble, and it's impossible to do so because you don't understand the motivations of how wrestling works. And I feel that with this project that I want to do, I want to help people understand my view on wrestling and how it ties in to Americana and global kana as a whole. I mean, to make a word. But we'll save that for future shows next week. 6:05 ish. We'll be reviewing the April 21st and the April 28th, 1993 ECW shows. Wood, it's always been a pleasure.
Fuge, likewise, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is, yeah.
We're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it. Life is a work. We'll see you next week. Peace. There we go. God damn.
We cool, Fuge, we ready?
Yeah, we good, man. Alright, we back. ECW, April 21st, 2017, from the not ECW arena. The Cabrini College Field House. Host stars Sully and Stevie. Attendance is about 200, 250. I'm really being generous. All right, Stevie announces the former world champ to do color, and out comes Eddie Gilbert again.
My guy, Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, founder of Hot Stuff International.
Obviously, Funk and Gilbert is the match to draw the big house, so the build is first, quick, and you forget about it. Because the promotion is one bad angle from closing.
Oh, shit.
Okay. For the notes. Heyman can't get there quick enough. Gilbert promo brings out Funk. Gilbert is apologetic to Funk. Funk ain't buying it. Gilbert walks off. Funk is still don't trust anybody. Good thing about the VHS rips is sometimes you get commercials and you can fast forward, but it's like looking at another world.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Except for the Solo Flex commercial. It's like that one's timeless, but everything else is like it takes you back to 1990.
Right. But in this case, it's still always the pawn shop commercial, the Bowflex commercial, and then I saw the pizzeria, Tadakata's Pizza or something like that. I don't know. It was some Italian. Dago.
Oh my gosh. Send your complaints to
official.streetsmart@gmail.com.
Oh man.
All right, first match, Super Ninja and the Canadian Wolfman versus the Super Destroyers.
Yeah, the
with
Super
Hunter Q.
Ds.
Robbins. All right, so it's finally that the D's are the heels, and they jumpstart the heat by beating the free. I call them the freelance guys. They beat him with the belts. Number 2 with the Enziguri as Funk plants the babyface seeds early. Terrible power slam, and Philly goes in on number 2. Sully on play-by-play is terrible. Funk and Wonderful have good ongoing chemistry. The Ninja is in, and the squash continues. There's nobody in the arena. Squash.
Yeah.
Finish was a side slam senton combo. Wolfman gets beat up for good measure.
Yeah.
Okay. Funk and Hunter Q for an interview. Hunter's tired of the Funk disrespect, and Gilbert hits Funk with a chair. Another chair shot, and Funk bumps on the floor. Okay.
That was my favorite part.
All
when
right.
he got beat up by Eddie Gilbert.
Turn into an Eddie Gilbert fan, huh?
Hot Stuff International, baby. Matter of fact, for the rest of the segment, instead of Hollywood, you can just call me Hot Stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Hot Stuff, the great one.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's like calling another man delicious.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It seems weird at first, but after a few times, you get used to it. You know what I'm saying?
Moving on. TV title semi-match. Tommy Cairo versus Jimmy Snuka with Hot Stuff and Tigra.
Yeah, boy.
Bob Ortiz is doing the announcing. Snooker. Gilbert has a cowboy hat on, mocking Funk. Snook ain't jobbing. Cairo's undefeated in ECW, so I'm expecting a bullshit disqualification. Cairo shows his strength early. Snooker takes over. Nice pile driver, nice bump like RVD. I was talking about the RVD pile driver bump. You'll see it later on. That bump alone should have made Snooker into a killer, but Cairo is up. So he shrugs it off for two. Gilbert grabs Cairo. He'll miscue in a ref bump. Cairo has the visual pin, but Johnny Hotbody runs in. Called it. Cairo dumps Hotbody. Power slam by Snooker leads to the big splash. 1, 2, 3. 2 stars. Thoughts?
My thoughts are going into it. That was because of just how I don't know if this is basic booking or not, because like I've never really dissected a whole lot of angles outside of things like the Mega Powers. Like to me, that was a good build. Just
It's a great story.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
The Macho Man story is a great story.
The Hulk Hogan story is a great story, but
It's a great story.
and he did not have lust in his eyes. But
Yeah, I sided with Hogan. Yeah, so I was a Hogan fan at that time. So yeah, he didn't.
you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so yeah, the dissecting stuff. I was wondering, like, yeah, who would go over like if I had to put money on the line and stuff, I would have bet Snooker went over and stuff. But you know, there was the excitement of not really being 100% sure, especially I'm new coming into this, so the match didn't live up to my preconceived intrigue, but you know.
It's basically when you break it down angles, you just say, well, what's gonna make money? Because money, like with everything, it is the determining factor of a lot of things. It's the determining factor of everything. It's why people work. It's why people, rob people. Because they don't have it. Yeah. So in this case, you think I'm Todd Gordon. What's gonna make me the most money? Building Tommy Cairo to become the TV champion, or using the notoriety of Jimmy Snuka, putting the belt on this guy and running with him and see if we can draw some houses. So you figure, okay, Snuka goes over. Easy. But again, Cairo's undefeated, so you go, you don't want to waste that, because you're still building this guy. So you got, okay, I want to draw houses now, but I also want to draw houses in the future. Bullshit disqualification. See?
Except I didn't go that route in this case, though. It was just, you know what I'm saying? It was some shenanigans, but...
Right, I mean...
You know what I'm saying?
Snuka still went over.
He still went over.
Right, but you could...
Quote unquote clean,
Right, but I mean, he already had the Gilbert interfering, okay? Then he had the hot body run in, okay?
Right.
So it's like, okay, we can accept that he's not undefeated anymore because it took 3 guys to beat him.
I see what you're saying. I got you.
So I mean, so you can still Yeah, he's not the undefeated Iron Man Tommy Cairo in the ECW anymore, but he's still a guy that's going to be a future name going forward. So that's the way I look at it, and ergo that's the way it went out.
I gotcha.
Sully is brought out to ringside by Gilbert for an interview. Gilbert then cuts a promo as Terry Funk. Gilbert cuts a crazy Memphis Hill promo putting over airborne Jimmy Snuka. He claims Funk is done. Snuka will be the next TV champ, and Hot Stuff International is formally formed in the ECW. He's over here cheesing.
Yeah.
he is digging Eddie Gilbert.
You know what I'm saying? Eddie Gilbert is the freaking prototype that the newer heels could take a cue or two from, I believe, in my estimation.
If you want to draw some week-to-week money, do what Eddie Gilbert is doing. Because you're going to make some week-to-week money doing this shit. It's amazing. TV title semi, Osborne versus Gilbert. Hat guy sighting. Boop. ECW arena looks so different. And it's the goof for me because I keep thinking that when I wrote this, I kept thinking it was the ECW arena. But it's still the Cabrini house. So there's that. Gilbert cuts okay. But I don't know if it's the venue. Okay, yeah. And I said, I don't know if this is the venue at this point. Goof. Gilbert cuts a promo putting over Tigra. Then goes, then gives an ultimatum to Osborne to leave the business. Osborne checks Gilbert shorts or whatever with the crazy Memphis. Oh, okay. They started to have a crazy Memphis brawl. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. You know what that entails. Finish with brass knucks and then snuck in Gilbert in the finals. Sully stooges off the ref about the foreign object, and the ref reverses the decision. Gilbert is about to go after Sully, but Funk comes back with a chair, starts ripping on Stevie and Gilbert. Funk cuts a fiery promo about kicking ass. He thinks Gilbert thinks he's a fool, an endangered species, and he's all those things. And if he wants to wrestle, fight, or shoot, he can, because Terry Funk is back. That's how Terry Funk unretired. It's logical. It takes into it's with two named guys. Funk Gilbert will draw and will pay off. It worked to me. My delivery didn't work. I apologize for that. But the promo, my words do the promo no justice. I'll say that. I'll get better.
Nothing wrong with that. Only thing I have to add to that, because I don't really disagree with anything you just said, I find it very disrespectful for Terry Funk to display the actions he did against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and I do hope he gets his comeuppance at the time and date of Eddie Gilbert's choosing. You know what I'm saying? Because Hot Stuff International doesn't do things on your time. We do things on our time. You know what I'm talking about?
I like how you've become a self-appointed Hot Stuff International honorary member.
I'm not only the honorary member, but like I said, for the rest of the show, I am Hot Stuff. Hot Stuff Hollywood, or I don't want to do Hot Stuff government name, but
if your moniker cannot get any more homosexual. Hot Stuff Hollywood.
I almost spit out my Corona. First of all, it's no secret that H-Dub loves the Pony Pone. So let's just get that established right away. Second of all,
cheers.
It took me, come on somebody, it took me a while to get used to calling Eddie Gilbert Hot Stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? That's,
I'm a mark, so I called it my stuff from jump.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, he's from every girl's fantasy."
You know,
I love it.
you know what I'm talking about? He love the pooty poo, and I love the pooty poo. You know what I'm saying?
How can you not like this guy?
We both share a dislike for Terry Funk. So,
Wait a minute, that's where we part ways because I have a lot of respect for the Funker, and I just think he's a great guy. Anyway, moving on. Plug for the 5/11 tapings are going to be at this place on Swanson and Ritter, I'm sorry, called the ECW Dome. Okay. I can confirm this shithole is not the arena. Good. It's like the KFC hall. I was like, man, the ECW arena sucks. It's great. Sucks, man. This place sucks. All right, so we're getting to the ECW arena, folks, so that's good. All right, moving on. Sully asked Mrs. Peaches what was with the kiss on Sandman last week. Apparently there was a kiss. I missed it. She replies, well, he is the ECW champ, so $50 in a night, $50 a night can get you a smooch from this bitch.
like a true groupie.
I said, what a rat. She's a rat for a $50.
Off top, though, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, she kept it 100, though, you know what I'm saying? But that was, yeah.
So, all right, put it like this. In 93, would you have sex with Miss Species?
Hell no.
All right. Because I would pass as well.
Yeah, no.
She puts Sandman over as having muscles and a great body. and generally hung.
Oh, man.
Don't take much.
You know, nigga Rockin' Rebels called about being a fatty and shit.
She's awful by 93 standards. So imagine when I see her in 2000. Out comes Rebel. He asks Peaches, what does the Sandman got that he doesn't? He wants a kiss, and Peaches slaps him.
Slapped the shit out his ass, too.
Rockin' Rebel versus Brad Cody. Squash with a spine buster. He grabs Peaches. I mean, it was immediate.
Dragged the shit, just snatched her shit.
Dang. Brings her to the ring. Sandman runs in for no heat. Tiger helps Rebel, and Rebel breaks the surfboard over Hack's back. Sully with the over dramatic call.
Sandman might be dead.
He may be dead. Yeah. What a weapon. Then again, the geeks come out to help Sandman.
Oh, shit.
It was terrible. I mean, the surfboard, he cracked the surfboard in half.
Oh, man.
Sandman goes down. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is the same Sandman who I saw, like, in a barbed wire match just like 2 years later after this. And I'm thinking, he gets knocked out by a surfboard. What a puss.
But what do you think that surfboard was made of?
Styrofoam?
Yeah. that was my guess. I was watching to see if somebody would step on it or something to see if it would have and stuff. But they must have knew it was a gimmick to sell because it seemed like they was avoiding that motherfucker. Excuse my French.
Swear to her. TV title, tournament final. Osborne versus Snooker with Gilbert. Obviously, Snooker goes over. Stevie is checking on Sandman, so Gordon is on commentary. Basic match, face shine, heat Snooker with the splash, 1, 2, 3, dud, and Snooker's the first TV champ. Make sense?
Yeah.
I mean that's it. Stevie goes into the back, inquiring about Hack. Peaches cuts Stevie off. She says he's hurt and he may have a concussion, even though he got hit with the back with the surfboard on the back. But check next week for debuting Don Morocco. Yay. Overall, better paced show. Funk Gilbert is good. TV champ is Snooker. But everybody here was showcased to feature strong. Thumbs up for the storytelling. The match was a chore.
The one thing that I didn't get was, especially at the very end, when Stevie Wonderful was talking about Terry Funk was in the back looking for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, founder of Hot Stuff International. But he must have been the only person in the building who didn't know that for the entirety of the Glenn Osborne Superfly match, he was right there at ringside. So, you know what I'm saying? That's yet another reason to not like Terry Funk, because he's an idiot. So, yeah, other than that, yeah, I can't really add to anything you said. The storytelling has me locked in, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll save it for the episode 4 review. But yeah, overall, solid. If you're a lover of Catch as Catch Can and Lucha Libre and all that other stuff, you'll be sorely disappointed. But if you appreciate wrestling for what it is and realize
ECW, April 28th, 1993. Wood told me I'm not as energetic on the mic as I should be in reading these reviews. I tell you, I only lack emotion because I watched the show so far in advance and I didn't get to re-up before the review. And that's a fault of my own. And I'm not trying to sound apologetic on the mic, but, you know what I'm saying, in establishing ethos, you have to understand where I come from so you can be more empathetic to my voice later on. Anyway, Sully and Stevie are the hosts. Caprini College Fieldhouse. I finally got that right. Sully and Stevie plug the matches as Gilbert does a walk-in.
Yeah.
He says he's the guest commentator.
Yeah.
He claims he ran Funk out of ECW.
That's what I'm talking about.
And shows footage of the screen cut I Quit match from Battle of the Belts in January.
Oh, that's where that's from. Okay.
A public service announcement voiced by Todd saying that the nature of the match is too violent for TV, so Sports Channel, the local affiliate, has censored the footage. So I didn't understand how this was occurring. Not, like my logical mind jumped in for a second because ECW paid for the time, and Sports Channel in 1993 is basically like a public access channel. I mean, if you pay for the content, you know, you pay for the time, you can post really whatever you want as far as, you know, FCC guidelines are concerned. Now, if the FCC say something, you know, then it's a different story, but the FCC ain't watching Sports Channel. I wrote, if I had $1 million and wanted to show dogs fucking, Sports Channel would become Canine Caligula. It's fake. I'm just a stickler for logic. I can't help it.
Canine Caligula.
Hunter Q and the Super D's cut a promo on the number one contenders, Les Moulay, Tony Stetson and Larry Winters. I call them the Goof Troop in the writing, though. Hunter has an envelope for $500 saying Stetson can get plastic surgery and Winters can get some McDonald's food, but not a haircut for either to get rid of those mullets. But Hunter had a mullet. So I was like, whatever.
HQR3 with the bird.
Right, but all they got to do is beat the D's and they get the $500. So basically, that's their draw. $250. They get the $250. $250 bucks. Can I get the $250? Do the right thing.
Oh man!
All right, Les Moulay versus the Super D's. I figured this would be saved for a big show, but but I guess they want to burn it on TV. The D's hit each other, and they also pick a Samoan. Oh no! That's what it was. I'm sorry. Damn, I'm terrible at this. Their opening thing. You know what I'm saying? They're like slapping each other.
Oh yeah. I actually wrote something about that because what did I say? Oh, the Bang twins. Instead of hugging it out and stuff 1,000 times, they was smashing each other in the chest with their forearms.
Right. Crisscross to begin. I hate the crisscross spot.
Yeah, only Hogan and Warrior can do that. Outside of that, that's don't attempt it, y'all. Leave it alone.
Every time I see the crisscross spot, all I can think of is old WWF matches. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just such a staple in their booking, I guess, or the way they lay out the matches. So I just go, crisscross.
Shout out to Hogan Warrior, WrestleMania 6. It's the match that made me love wrestling. Like I always, saying to tune in this, that, and the other. But I don't know, seeing WrestleMania 6 maybe just be like, it was the first time this was like, oh, yeah, say what you want about Hogan Warrior being workers and this, that, and the other. But if WrestleMania 6 isn't in your top 5 favorite matches of all time, then I don't know what to say with you. You were dropped on your head.
Depends on the fan base.
Early.
Depends on the fan base.
You know what? Hey, some people were born where in third world countries. Sucks to be them.
I mean, you gotta think. Some people would look at Savage Steamboat. Today's fan could look at Savage Steamboat as being archaic. You know, the way we would look at a San Martino match.
Okay, well, let me edit that by saying people within our age demographic, because younger generation gonna have different tastes and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot more flippy now. They would look at. They would look at the Hardy, the TLC matches as classic, and I'm not saying that they aren't. They're very modern. They're modern classics. Just saying that as the society changes, the taste changed for wrestling. So what was classic will just become archaic, and that's just the ebb and flow of wrestling, and as it goes on in time, stuff happens.
Yeah.
Sully still can't figure out which Super D is which. I said it's been a month, like a goof. He'll work, and they take over. I said the match completely fell apart. Winners makes a comeback. There's a long heat spot that I passed out. So, the matches suck. Done. Fun Gilbert shows up. Deez hits Winters and Hunters. They hit him with Hunter's cane.
Yeah.
Big schmaz at the end, so I'm figuring no contest, double DQ. Babyfaces clear the ring after an edit. It was like a little cut in the programming, so I guess it was like a botch or something. So they re-edited it. Yeah, so that was that. Wildman Belomo comes out with the Grand Lizard to cheers, so I'm guessing he's a face now. I never know.
Yeah,
he's whatever.
Yeah.
Belomo versus Osborne, or maybe not.
Soldier.
Eddie Gilbert shows up to announce something, but Osborne cuts him off in a shoving match.
Well, I'll tell you what that something was.
Okay.
The founder of Hot Stuff International was coming out to introduce the newest member of Hot Stuff International.
So I'm figuring that's Don Morocco.
That is correct. Okay. The magnificent Morocco.
Right, that's it. Who's next? Cowboy Bob, Adrian Adonis, Roddy Piper.
I don't know why it seems like you're speaking negatively of the magnificent Morocco, the newest member of Hot Stuff International.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Snuka and Morocco, they're both island boys. So they were the clique. You got to understand the clique. You don't see, okay, here's the clique. The clique was, not the HBK clique. There was a clique in the 80s. Okay, it was Jimmy Snuka, Don Morocco, Roddy Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton,
okay.
Adrian Adonis.
Oh, that's why you said that. Okay.
Right, they were all West Coast guys and Island guys. Okay, so you got Morocco and Snuka working for the Maivias. They would come over to San Francisco, Portland, San Francisco, work LA. Okay. I don't think they worked Stampede. I don't think they worked up there because it was cold. So, no, I'm just saying, Roddy Piper, San Francisco, Portland. Okay. Adrian Adonis, San Francisco, LA. Okay. And Cowboy Bob made his way over when Piper went to North Carolina. Piper and Orton hooked up, and so when they all went up to New York together in the Great Expansion, they all knew each other from working the territories, and they were a clique.
Okay.
Big A to she calls them A to Z, A to the Z. Okay, they did allegedly did drugs A to the Z. So every drug. Okay? From Adderall to Zopafram or whatever you call it. Zoloft. Okay? There you go. A to the Z. Shout out Shiki, baby. I met Shiki.
Oh, man. Nah, I do remember you telling me about that.
My bad. I don't want to keep being that guy.
Oh, yeah, no, because it's going to be new listeners every time. So, you know what I'm saying? Sheik's cool, but he need to chill on his Hulk Hogan hate, though.
I love it. It keeps him getting paid.
Hey, but sooner or later, somebody going to come see him with their hands. I ain't going to say it's going to be me, but you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Gilbert calls out Funk to wrap the promo up. Hot Body and Candido promo where they rechristened themselves Sir Jonathan Hotbody and Sir Christopher Candido.
That's right.
This is definitely pre-drug use for chubby Christopher. They call out all the tag teams or whatever and say they're throwing their names in, and they are now known as the Suicide Blondes.
Yeah.
Johnny Hotbody has black hair.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Cairo and JT Smith versus the Suicide Blondes. Hotbody has dark hair, mind you. Half the blondes are not blonde.
Right.
Awesome. At a combined weight of 600 pounds, including their egos.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And they're also built from anywhere but Philly. Tremendous. That's the best. I swear, if I was a pro wrestler, I would have a different hometown every week. Every time I worked, I'd say, "From your mama's house." The Flaming Flamingo. That's not my name.
I would certainly hope not. Yeah,
What?
that would be all bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hard to make that work.
Suicide Blondes cheat. You know, pre-Smokey Candido is kind of terrible, but there's a little flash of brilliance in there. I like his bumping and feeding. I like that. Sully and Stevie are putting him over. JT Smith can bump, but a quick comeback cuts him off. Hotbody as a tag. I like Johnny Hotbody in his tag team. Candido's bumping is great. Guess who? Okay. Okay. Had a little chicken scratch moment there. Hotbody with a diving elbow to the floor. Candido misses a double stomp from the top. Moonsault by JT Smith, but Hotbody elbows off the top. Candido 1, 2, 3 to go over. 2-star match. It's decent. Hotbody carried it.
This is probably to me one of the best matches I've seen in the matches I've watched thus far, especially as a tag team match. Thought it had great back and forth. Pretty good tag team maneuvers. JT Smith with a pretty nice flying arsenal for 1993. And not only that, it furthers the hot body Tommy Cairo feud. And for those keeping score, even though JT Smith took the pinfall, Tommy Cairo has now lost his second straight consecutive match. So
Poor Tommy Cairo.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I think we should do a 93 like top 10 matches.
Okay.
They're gonna be terrible though.
Yeah.
Because like just think about it, like the highest match we've rated so far is like a 2. Everything's been terrible. Like negative, like just negative stars matches.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be hilarious to see what these matches do year by year. I think that would be kind of interesting as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, nonsensical Morocco snooker promo.
Oh, man.
Taking care of business. Blah,
Terrible
blah, blah.
promo.
Oh, it was bad. That snooker. Oh, that was an off one.
Yeah.
Taking care of TCB.
Yeah, like
Is he in a biker gang?
like that's a cool thing to say. It's taking care of business. Like, okay.
All right. Moving on. Hot
Way to
Stuff
go.
versus the Hell Riders, who get jumped before the bell. Squash.
Yep, that's what they get.
Morocco lifts Snooker for the splash. He didn't even pop the crowd with the big splash. I almost passed out again for this match.
Hey, man, you know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Hot Stuff International representing yet again. I don't know who the Hell Riders were coming into this match. And
Easy and HD.
And Morocco and Snooker made sure I wouldn't know who they were after this match. Good stuff for the guys.
For the guys.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
Recap of the Rocket Rebel last week with Peaches. Hit him with a surfboard. LOL. Sandman versus Rebel, just joint in progress.
What type of crap is that for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Not a world.
I'm sorry.
heavyweight
I'm
champ.
sorry.
He
The
is
ECW
heavyweight champion.
top title on your promotion. What is the point? And not only that, they've kept Sandman basically, you know what I'm saying, you don't see a whole lot of Sandman outside of the videos and stuff. So they done try to keep him lightweight, a big deal. And they joined the freaking match in progress. What type of S is that?
Okay, that's a very good point. I can't even debunk that because you hit everything on all cylinders. So gold star for you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
We will put a token in your dowry.
Come on, somebody. I'll take every token I can get.
Every time I see Sandman do wrestling moves, I just giggle. Because it's just, I know he's going to get bad. And he's bad at doing this anyway. So seeing him get worse than this is just amazing. Anyway, Rebel takes over, working the neck. It's a little bit of psychology. Tigra also helps from outside, so I guess she's with the Rockin' Rebel now. She's been just bouncing from hot. She was a Hot Stuff groupie for a hot second. She came out with Belomo one match, so now I think she just settled down with the Rockin' Rebel, which I think is it's an okay pairing. Tigra also helps. I think she is fine for 93 standards.
Oh, heck yeah.
I was really getting some Adina Howard vibe, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo. I mean, she had long hair and stuff, but I mean, she looked like, I'll tell you who she looked like. She looked like the chick that Eddie Murphy was gonna marry and coming to America.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with a fatter
I
ass.
see that. Yeah, I am definitely down with some Tigra.
Yeah, Tiger's fine. Like Tiger, like Peaches is terrible. Peaches is like Marcy Darcy.
What do you call a lion and a tiger joined together?
A
Liger?
a liger.
We can make a bunch of ligers together, sure.
Oh, so right.
You know what I'm talking about. Why you roll your eyes like you hate over there, fool? What's that all about? Can Hot Stuff Hollywood not be a motherfucking lion? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't even get what the hate is about.
We got Hack with a small package for 2. Hack still sporting the Harley Quinn bodysuit like MVP.
Yeah, but
Hack with a terrible drop kick. it's the first cat fight. It's actually the first cat fight in this match. You'll see when Joey comes on. He'll popularize the cat fight theme of ECW, but this is actually the first cat fight, which is Tiger versus Peaches.
Has historical significance.
Yeah, so no Joey makes it lame. So it's a DQ. So Hack retains. Dud. Peaches has no shape whatsoever.
What type of crap was that?
I mean, whatever. They recap the TV title tournament. Sully with Hunter Q plug in the return match between the D's and Les Moulay. Hunter proposes a stipulation of no more title shots and a rant. And also, there's going to be a ECW title match next week. Hopefully, it's not joined in progress. And that's it. Your thoughts on the show?
The biggest surprise thing that really just caught me off guard was how strongly Stetson and Winters, aka Team Les Moulay, were booked going against the Super D's and stuff. Because when the match was starting, I expected another squash for the Super D's, and then like it was like Winters and bump it, Les Moulay, like that. I'm like,
Les Moulay.
How are these guys just got the Bane twins shaking in fear or whatever? And then another thing that I don't know, just particularly bothered me the wrong way a little bit. Where is the TV championship belt? I haven't seen it since the end of the tournament when they gave it to Snooker, and he's been out a lot. Shout out to fellow member of Hot Stuff International. But where's the TV title? You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling that.
Oh, so you want the title to be more featured? The actual belt.
Yeah, I mean they gave it to him. He's the champion. He's part of Hot Stuff International. He should have a title. I mean, he has one. Where it at though?
I just think it was just a miscue from just he needed to get out there and get the FaceTime, and he just forgot the belt. That's all. I'm sure you could talk to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at him about that.
Didn't he die?
And get it together. Yeah, he just died not too long ago.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Snooker.
He had a murder investigation going on for like the 80s though.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the lady in the hotel that allegedly that he threw out the window or choked to death or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know the particulars, but I did hear something in the grapevine about him being involved with, or being investigated, I should say.
Yeah,
so,
apparently the story is they were both high as hell on cocaine, and
it's a hell of a drug,
right? And he throws her out the window. So when the police come, Vince McMahon shows up to talk for him as a manager, cuts a promo on him while Snooker's over there doing his savage gimmick.
Oh my gosh. I'm not laughing.
Shout out to the scummy.
Oh man.
So next week, hopefully on Saturday, since we got this special Sunday edition of Street Smart Audio Extreme Retro Review.
Y'all pray for me because Saturday is the big game. It's a double elimination game, and I don't know.
Did you get the Epsom salt?
I have to still buy the Epsom salt. I took a bath just to you know what I'm saying. So maybe I can attribute to being able to walk gingerly now.
I mean, you gassed up too though, so.
I was gassed up yesterday. You know what I'm talking about? I hollered at my dude after softball practice, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why you missed the show.
No, I missed the show. Well, maybe, because once I went to sleep, it was over with.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, you know, I'm glad we was able to make up for it today.
My thighs!
You know what I'm saying? And that just means we're that much closer to the next episode.
My thighs are burning!
Yeah. You probably don't remember Carl Davis, but
I remember Carl Davis.
okay, well, he works in my job with me.
Oh, that's what's up.
And he's on the softball team and the kickball team.
Oh, I might have to come out there and holler at Carl, see what's popping.
But yesterday, he gave me a new nickname, and that new nickname is Quads.
That's
So.
I just want you to when you see Carl again, you know what I'm saying, whenever you go back
I'll
to work.
see him Monday.
All right, when you see Carl Monday, I want you to really highlight his comedic genius. You know what I'm saying? And just tell him it's from me, and let him know that I think that he is such a genius for the term quads that he gave you, because he is such a comedic genius. I think he is on the par of Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney.
Strongly disagree.
No. I need you to look at me when I say this. He is a genius.
I do not agree. I do not agree. I'll tell you what. I'll let him listen to this podcast, and I'll tell him that way. He can hear that little love letter you just pinned to him audibly for himself.
Bro.
Because I do not think that's a great name. In a few days, I'll be back to 100%.
Bro, I just want you to know.
What's happening, player?
It's a work.
That's fine and dandy.
I understand.
And life is a work.
Life is truly a work. And
Steal your catchphrase.
me telling you, Carl Davis is a comedic genius is a work. All right. So on that note, next week, May 4th.
No, I can't tell him to listen to
May 11th. 93. Extreme Retro Reviews.